Good evening.
Huvuddags Columbia, South Carolina.
Hello. Glad you all could make it.
All righty, so tonight we're gonna have some Q&A. The rules to this game is no unmuting. Raise your hand digitally on the device and we'll take them in order. So if you got some questions, if you don't do that, we're gonna mute you. Gonna turn you off. No, so it's gonna be some Q&A later on. Got some other stuff. Got some testimonials, but we're gonna see who know how to work Zoom. It's been a year and a half. Corporate been doing some good training. Let's see who know how to work Zoom.
That's too funny. That is too funny.
What, Anthony?
Anthony, you gonna take down that jug?
Anything.
Anthony, you gonna take down that jug of orange juice during the whole call? That's how you doing it?
Give him vitamin D on. Work that immune system.
Oh my goodness. It looks like an orange juice commercial. No raised hands thing. Hold on. Okay, so when you hit your little dots that say more, there's a bunch of stuff on the bottom. One of them is raise your hand. If you can't find a raise the hand button, then just cut your camera on and go like this. We'll know you're trying to raise your hand. All right, guys, we're gonna get started. So we're gonna do a quick introduction. So we're gonna be asking about like whether people have challenges in CDLP and what your challenges are. So if you're saying, hey, look, I'm not going out producing because I'm having this kind of issue, then we'll try to answer your question and see if we can give you some tips to help you out here with that. So don't be shy on raising your hand, because if you're not doing no work and you don't raise your hand, you're not willing to ask questions, then you're not never gonna do no work. If you won't even tell somebody why you're not working, you're not ever gonna get no help. So this is your opportunity to do that. So we'll be able to answer questions. Randy Hooker's on with us. Sharanda Ivy's on with us. We're gonna also get a testimonial from Miss Jody. And most of you guys know who Jody is because y'all heard her do several testimonials, and she's posted on the Facebook page, put documents on the Facebook page. So she's gonna have a testimonial as well. So we're gonna start real quickly with our introductions and then move right into our training. So Miss Sharanda Ivy, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sharanda Ivy out of Georgia. I'm the CDLP state trainer, Ladies of Justice recipient of Field Trainer of the Year for 2019, Business Solutions Sapphire Lead Associate. We've won the Production Award for 1,000 app. We did that a couple years ago, I think. No, we got it last year, so it's been a while. I need to check on where I'm at now, but been with LegalShield for 8 years, and just having a ball now, working from home. I did some group stuff outside of the house last week, y'all. It was hard. Oh my God, it was hard. It was different just being out when you're so used to picking up the phones and, not really talking to people in person. But I can appreciate being at the house, I tell you. So that commute was something else. So, but just love this platform. We haven't always had this, and I'm, thankful. Just come to this platform and learn. I do host the accountability call on Thursday nights, more like a mastermind call. People that are actively working out in the market, just sharing their ideas and the things that they're dealing with, and so that people are doing some really good things there. So just like I say, just like to, help anybody that I can, doing a lot of field training. I do cross sell. I sell small biz, one of the top producers in small biz, but I do it from the CDLP space. So, just you want to connect with me, my name is on the list. And we definitely can work with you, help you open some groups. That's what we're focused on, small groups, and that's what we're doing out in the market. So look forward to meeting everybody here maybe in the next week or so for those that's coming to Phoenix. I hope you're coming, or you sign up virtually. But however, make sure you're registered, okay? So with that, I pass it over to you, Randy.
Well, thank you, Sharonda. It's an honor to be on the call. This is about my 14th year in the business, and I've done all aspects of the business. We were able to get started in CDL, this platform, more vividly than what we had been in January of 19. We run to October and got the $50,000 ring. So the transportation area is one of the things that I love, because we sell all of the products, from small business to group benefits, the whole gambit of products. I have even recruited truck drivers to market our products. So you can do everything in the lane of transportation, as Mr. Lamar Reynolds always taught. And he has taught me that well, that we can do it all in the lane of transportation. The one thing that I like about transportation is it's open 24/7. So there is no reason for nobody to not be able to work all the time if they want to. The more you work, the more you make. So I've got a 1,000 app award. We've been blessed to actually close in on about 1,800 right now. So we're working to that 2,000. So I hope everybody has anything. I am a field trainer here in West Texas. If there's anything that I can do for anyone, don't hesitate to call. Robert?
All right, fantastic. So Robert Dunbar, I've been with LegalShield for 13 years, trainer for 6 years, networking side, 3.5 years, CDLP side, work all areas of LegalShield. So love the company, love the fact that they pay you passive income, they pay you upfront commissions, they pay you residual income. It's always great to work with a company that you can build and have several streams of income. So we have this Zoom every Monday to make sure that we can feed you what you need to hear, what you need to have to help you get through your next 6 or 7 days in LegalShield when it comes to the CDLP space. So that's why we have the CDLP trainers on here and field trainers on here to really assist you. So Monday we have this call. Thursday we have I should say Sharonda has the accountability call, where if you guys are out in the field working, you've got somewhere to come to talk about what you've done, what you got coming up next, how calling on your list or walking out and talking to people are going for your business. And then every third Saturday of the month, we have a CDLP certification training that you can plug into. The last one was just about a week ago on 9/11 with Ms. Sharonda Ivy and Mr. Alan Roman. So we've got one coming up in October. Once we get the date, we'll let you guys know about that. I am a 100K ring earner. I have 250K ring earners on my team. So we're just here to help. So we're going to go ahead and start by opening up, letting you guys know if you have any questions about your business, if you have any anything you want to ask about, why your business isn't working for you, particularly you run into a spot that you can't figure out what to do next, whatever the situation is, we want to be able to help you guys. So I saw a hand up. I think it was Karen's hand. So we're going to go ahead and start with Karen Ward, because I saw her hand up. And then we'll go from there with our questions. So Karen Ward, if you can go ahead and let us know what your question is, and we'll see who can help. It might be one of us, it might be two of us, it might be all of us to help.
All right, thank you so much. I have 2 decision-maker meetings tomorrow. And the question I just wanted to ask is, I'm going in with an authorization card. And I'm going to go in with the have you ever, the CDLP and the legal. And a staple to that, I have the, oh my gosh, the members perks. Is there anything else that I need to take in? I mean, and I have applications too, but what I'm asking is, if they decide that they want to sign some of them up tomorrow, is there anything else I need to have with me?
Go for it, Sharon.
So I missed half of. Okay, so you say you're going in with the group authorization form. That's what you said.
Yes, I have a decision maker meeting, So I'm
Okay.
going in assuming the sale. So I have information to take in, but I have the group authorization card. I have some applications. I have the Have You Ever with the CDL and the LegalShield on it, and stapled on the back of that is the members' perks. Is there anything else that I need to take in case they decide they want to sign a few people up?
Okay, so the decision maker meeting, so you got your group authorization form, so you got the flat sheets. Is that what you're gonna use to share with them? I mean, it's a decision maker meeting. It's not enrollment. I think you're thinking more, not that you shouldn't assume the sale, but I'm thinking you're jumping ahead of yourself. You know, you got to focus on the meeting right now. So what are you taking in to share with them to go over as the decision maker to sell them on the product?
I'm going in with the basic CDLP flyer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm taking in a small business flyer.
Oh, okay. All righty. So have you looked in the file section or anything that's on the group, the CDLP page?
I have. You guys have so much stuff on there. So I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling just to see if you guys had like a checklist, if I needed anything, but I really couldn't find anything. So I was just going by what I would normally take in if I was going to do a group.
Okay, well, Karen, it's a lot of stuff in there. You're right. But there's some stuff in there that says decision maker folder and things like that. So you going in by yourself?
Yes.
Okay. All righty. So well, congratulations on, being brave. But you're right, it's a lot of stuff on the page, but I mean on this in the file section, but it's kind of named out. I mean, we talked about this a lot, and I don't know how long you've been in LegalShield or how long you've been in the space, but it used to be, and I'm sure it still is, a decision maker folder with some of the stuff I would say most of us use. Me personally, I go in with, well, I don't go in anymore, but if I had to go in, I would go in with the group authorization form. I'm not a big paper pusher. So I don't give up anything. I just don't. I give it up in the end. But the small business plan, of course, is what I lead with. So since you have that, that's good. Maybe that could be your paper to help you to, have conversations. If I don't know how well you know the product, but it could be your guide to help you. I will hold on to it, me personally, because what you want to do is focus on them talking with you. You know what I'm saying? You sharing with them, however you're going to do that, whether it's questions or however you're going to do that. And the interactive flyer is good. Me personally, I would also have the adjudication form. That, if anything, that would be my biggest thing, because my purpose is to teach them and share with them how we help. And that's how we help with adjudication, giving them access to someone to go to court to fight the violations and tickets for them. I mean, that's what the law says can happen, and that's what we offer. So me personally, that's my thing. I email out everything. That's what I use, that adjudication form. But it's good to have the interactive flyer to show the services. The applications is okay to have. You're right. They might be ready to sign somebody up, but you got to remember, again, people not waking up thinking that you coming in to talk to them today about this, and if they never heard of it, you don't have all day. So, it's good to be prepared. And I'm not knocking you for that, but and you may sign up some, that may be the case. So if you have some applications, if I was you, if you being prepared, I would have a couple of each, because you don't know how it's going to go, whether it's going to be bank draft or payroll. So you need the employee benefit application or the universal app, and then your small business plan. But it is, if you look in the file section, there's a decision maker folder in there with some example of some things. Like I said, we used to talk about these things early on, and they're on a conference call. So if you're new to the call, we hadn't talked about that in a while. But I think you have everything that you probably would need. I don't, if you didn't say the adjudication form, that's the lady with her arms folded, the form from the FMCSA site.
Okay, thank you.
Have you done the research on the company, Karen?
Just a little bit of research on it.
How many drivers do they have?
They have 17 drivers.
Okay. Have you got the what in the Cipher report? Have you found what has been their biggest issues on their drivers?
Well, I noticed that they had quite a few violations. And one of their they had some unsafe driving in there, but a lot of their violations had to do with the tractor trailer on it. They had one crash, and that was basically about it. I mean, like, I did look on the Safer site to see what they had. I didn't pull out any particular thing. I just noticed that they had a bunch of violations, inspections. They had one crash. Their out of service was at 70-something%. And I noticed it had to be 20-something%.
You said 70?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that, when going through the training, that was high because the national average is 20, I believe 20.5 or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then whenever you go in to talk with your decision maker, whenever you visit with him, ask him how they're handling their questions, just like Sharonda says all the time. Questions. How are they handling their citations at this time? Is one of the questions I would want to know. Because if they're not handling them, that's where we can come in and help with
Okay.
it.
And if they're that bad, Karen, you should definitely be able to. I wouldn't go in there like half knowing, like, with their numbers that high, they need help. I mean, you just got to be able to convince them of that from the information that you've seen. And so you have to, pull out those things that are bad on that report and ask questions and have conversations about that.
Okay.
Yeah, because with them that bad, you don't have to tiptoe around the issue. I mean, they got issues. It's clear. I mean, but you got to go in knowing, because if you go in and I'm gonna say, playing patty cake and you tiptoeing around and you're not strong with the information you have, you'll go in there and they'll not really eat you alive, but you'll go in and knowing that they have problems, and then you'll leave out there. And
You've got to go in there. You've got to go in there where you can educate them.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to know what you're talking about to be able to educate them, because if you don't, they're going to eat you alive.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And they bad. 70%. Yeah, you should be able to look at it. Have you looked at the training where Lamar teaches how to kind of read over that and understand how to have conversations with people?
Well, that's where I was a little lost at, but I did go in and I did the 2nd and 3rd annual training that you guys had.
Where you located?
New Mexico.
Oh, okay. I mean, is this your first company?
It's not my first company, it's my first trucking company.
That's what I mean. We're talking CDL over here.
Yes.
It's your first company.
Yes.
I would definitely, go in. I mean, this is where you'll learn, but you might want to, partner with, even if it's just consulting with the field trainer, not even if you walk in with them, but consulting with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wanted to do that, but I wanted to make sure that I hit, because you guys had a lot of qualifications. So I've been following you guys for about 6 or 7 weeks now. And I know that there are certain things that I had to fall into or qualify to get you guys as a field
No,
trainer?
you don't. You don't have to call. Don't let people. That's what I'm saying. People get on here and talk out. You don't have to do that, honey. You don't let nobody tell you got to do this. No, it's not that. You reach out to a field trainer. You reach out to one. I mean, we don't have qualifications for you to connect with us. I mean, you know, people rattle off stuff, but don't let people scare you to think you can't touch a field trainer because you haven't done certain things. That's not true. So I would reach out to a field trainer, connect with them so they can assist you. Like I said, they don't have to walk in with you, but just these questions that you have, someone to support you, someone to help you, even if you have to walk in there alone. You know what I'm saying? You'll be consulted with someone that's actually doing it, you know, and can help you and assist you with that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, don't let people, yeah, it's not a, you don't have to grow up to that. You know, I mean, you know, no, I know what you're saying, but it's not like that. And for me not to just go there with that, I'm gonna stop right there. But you can, that's what field trainers are there for, Karen. So don't ever think you have to get to a certain level to then reach out to one. Okay?
Okay, yes.
That's what we're here for. We're here for the new people and the old people. Don't feel like that. And I hate you felt like that, because I think you right now would, if you had a little support with you, and maybe tonight we can help you go in there strong and you can come back next week and tell us you crushed it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Karen, I'm gonna beat you up a little bit. Can I get permission to beat you up just a little bit?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Since it can't be physical, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not gonna be physical. So one, I'm gonna congratulate you first, because I mean, the fact that you got to the decision maker part, you looked at the videos, you pulled the company, like you're taking the steps that you should be taking, and a lot of people won't do that. So definitely congratulations for getting up to this point and then raising your hand to ask more questions. So I'm gonna back a lot of what the other two trainers said, because it's absolutely true. Then I'm gonna add a couple things. So one, you definitely should be using the field trainer, in my opinion, and you do not need to qualify for a field trainer. What you've done so far is overqualified. Like, all you need to do is have a company that's a prospect that you're willing to work with that field trainer and say, hey, look, I pulled the company, they got some issues going on. What's the next step? What do I need to do so for us to work together on this? And again, like Sharanda said, they don't have to go in with you. So like, if you had called me, I wouldn't have worked no deal out with you on something like that. I probably would just let you know what you could have done virtually. And then, you know, obviously I'm in Florida, I'm not coming to New Mexico. So I would have just worked with you, assisted you over the phone, and then you could have done whatever, right? You could have reached out to Randy or Sharanda or Chris Seelig or whoever else, you know, it's several trainers and field trainers on the CDLP side, just to get some support, because it's important to understand. So when we asked you questions about the citations and violations, you said they had a lot. And I think one of the things that when Randy was saying, you have to know what Randy is saying by saying it is like, well, you're not telling us what those citations and violations are, that means that you probably don't know them off the top of your head, and that's not good. Because if you're going in to talk to them about issues they're having, and you know that they're having problems, but you don't know what problems they're having, then you can't really identify a resolution for them if you can't really say what they are. You just know that they're doing bad. You know what I mean? So if I know that my child is doing bad in school and they're getting bad grades, but I don't know what grades they're bad in, then I can't really have a constructive conversation with them, simply because I just know that grades aren't good. So with this company, you need to really look at, what is it, the problems with the vehicles, or is there problems with the drivers, right? Where are they taking the hit at? Is it both, or is it one or the other? Because when you walk into a company and you say that, I know that you're having issues, you don't want it to seem like the drivers are the problem when it's the vehicles. The drivers might not even be doing anything wrong. It could be just the vehicles. Or it could be the drivers having a bunch of issues and nothing going on with the vehicles. Or it could be both. So you should really know when you're having that conversation, so that you can have a detailed conversation, because some of them will try to trip you up and some of them won't even know. And if you can't really help them by educating, like Randy said, going there to educate. If you can't educate them because you don't really know, you just know the score is bad, then you're not going to do a whole lot of justice for what you're coming in for. Your posture when you go inside that company, it's got to be like you're coming in there to save them. And Sharanda was doing that way in the beginning. Like she learned real quickly that if you go in there and you let them know that I can help you, like you in trouble and I can help you, that really does work. So you have to go in there with the attitude of like, say this was me walking in and you were the person that I was meeting with. If I was going to meet with you, when I sat down, I would say, look, I'm so glad you guys gave me a chance to talk to you guys, because I actually ended up pushing another appointment because y'all safety score was taking such a bad of a hit. I thought it was important to get to y'all right away to let you know how we can help. You see what I mean? You got to let them know that you're there to help, and that you see it's a fact that you see a problem. If you go in there hesitating and kind of like, I think y'all having an issue that we could probably help y'all kind of attitude. Not that you were going to do that, but I'm just letting you know, when you go in there, you got to sit down there with posture and confidence and let them know, hey, look, I saw some things going on in y'all safety score, and there's some things that we can do to help you guys. We want to make sure that you don't get audited. We want to make sure y'all don't get put out of business. And with you guys being at a 70% when the average is 20%, I'm sure you guys are on the list, and we want to get to y'all before they get to y'all. I would have that kind of attitude when you go in there, so that they understand, and then educate them and like Randy said, educate them, let them know some things that they could be doing, let them know some ways that we can help them. And like, you have to be a partner, right? An affiliate partner for them. Let them know that, hey, look, I want to partner with you guys to get you guys out of this situation. So that's really the attitude that you're going in there with, because you want to work with these people. You don't want to work for them. You don't want to make it seem like you're going in there and I'm making you my customer, because nobody wants to really be anybody's customer, if that makes any sense. Just on the sales language, I'm coming in here to work with you guys. Everybody wants to partner. Everybody wants to collaborate. You know what I mean? So if you go in there with that attitude, I think that you will have a good deal closing. And I would tell you, if you send me a message, or either message me or text me or email me, whatever way you have to communicate with me, and let me know what time that is. And I'll let you know whether I'm available, that if you need to call me, if something goes up, if you need to just call me and say, hey, let me call one of my business partners to see if we can, you at least have something to fall back on. You know what I mean? If you need to do that. You know, so you, because even if you don't, you'll go into the appointment feeling better, knowing that you got somebody as a safety net. Somebody knows you're going in here, and somebody's kind of waiting by the phone if you have to make that call, if that makes any sense. So you know, besides just treat it like it's, especially for the ladies, because the ladies do this, the men don't do this, but the ladies do this because they have to be careful. Treat it like you're going on a blind date, and you don't know how it's going to turn out. So have that emergency call, right? You know what I mean? You know how you ladies do it. Call me at 10 o'clock to make so I can get out of here if I need to, right? So just know that I'm there. You can call me if you need to. So let me know what time and stuff it is. Randy, I think I heard you in the background. You trying to say something?
One thing, Karen, are you meeting with the owner or someone in safety, or?
Well, actually, I have 2 meetings tomorrow. So the first one is with the safety manager, and the second one is with the owner.
You're going to do 2 meetings instead of 1 with both of them?
No, I'm doing 1 meeting at 9 and the next one is at 10.
Same company?
No, 2 different companies.
Okay. That's fine. Just one of the questions I would ask whenever I went in there, and this is so that you'll know if they have the ability to make the decision, possibly ask them if they handle the DOT and CSA point violations whenever you first talk to them.
Say that one more time.
Ask if they handle the DOT and CSA point violations. Okay. Because that's what you're after. See, you're after that score is the out of service and stuff, is putting it against their CSA and their DOT violations is what is putting it against their score. And if you're not talking to somebody that is seeing that hurt the company, they're not going to understand how you can help them as easy. Whenever you start giving us how you can help by taking the drivers and removing the points off of the driver's license, which, as you know, it comes off of your company, which lowers your CSA score with your DOT fines, that's how we can help. Then they start to understand why you can make a difference.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good stuff. So do we have any more hands up? We got Valerie Hamilton, and we got our June Joshi. So let's go with Valerie, and then after Valerie, we'll get to
Go ahead. Mr. Hicks had a question, Nix had a question before any other hands was raised.
Oh, I didn't see it. Go ahead. Go
He's
ahead,
in,
Nick.
he can't find the hand raise, I think. I don't think,
Oh,
but
okay. I got
he wanted to know, he said on the CDLP training, and Valeria, I didn't, you guys, he had this in here when Karen was talking. So he said, on the CDLP training, I met with Alan Roman. I mentioned she was doing enrollments over the, I guess he meant the phone, and using LegalShield at work. Question, are these payroll deductions? And if it is, how do you get authorization? If sale pay, how do you do that? I don't understand what you mean by all of that. Because you mistyped some stuff. But so how this goes is, so I do this decision maker meeting over the phone. Everybody has access to LegalShield at work when you open up a group. So when you open up a group, that's when you have access to LegalShield at work. But when I'm doing the decision maker meetings, that group isn't in LegalShield at work yet. I have to do the same paperwork as Karen talks about. I have to get the group authorization form signed. I have to get all that signed, and then I get the group set up. And then when the group gets set up, if they send me a list of the drivers, or like if I write a small business plan, I get that paperwork done and I upload that normally with my group authorization form from them. And then if they have drivers, I can input those drivers' information on LegalShield at work. LegalShield at work does not allow you to put in a small business plan. It's not set up for that. We have to do a paper application for a small business plan. So the authorization comes when the person says, I want it. That's the authorization. And we get the paperwork signed and things like that. And your other question was, if self-pay, how do you do that? If it's self-pay or if it's payroll, either way, we make LegalShield weird. You know what I'm saying? We act as if we're robbers. People give you their information. They give it to other people all day long. So if I call the driver up and, say, your boss, Robert, told me, your owner, Robert, told me to give you a call about services that he's offering to the drivers. And I talked to the driver about the coverage and gives him an overview. And he said, well, yeah, I want that. Whether he wants it payroll or bank draft, I can take that over the phone and input it on LegalShield at work. Just as you can do when you go into your back office and submit an application as well. The person gives you access, they grant you that ability to do that. It's no different. I mean, we make it weird. Okay, people give their credit card information. Now, if you come across and you're not professional and the people don't trust you, that's something, a skill you have to learn. That's something you have to learn, to build that trust with your clients. But people give me credit card payment information, bank drafts, bank information all day long, and I don't get a pushback from that. I hope that helps, Dan.
Yes, it does.
All right. Yeah, you're a professional, you're a business owner, and you have to keep your posture as that, and people will respect you. So. Valeria.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. The issue that I've been running into most recently is that the owners or the safety managers, and are both, have been saying that the drivers are not going to sign up for it. Several have actually quoted to me, these drivers take home between $1,500 and $2,000 a week. It's
You're
nothing
paying
for them.
$30.
Wait a minute. It's nothing for them to go and pay a $300 ticket. I says, I can understand that. However, when the driver gets points on their CDL, it also affects the company. And talk about the plan with the CDL and membership being, less than $2 per day. Yeah, but I mean, it's not that much, but they just not gonna get it. I know they're not gonna get it. So how do you overcome comments or statements like that when they're just adamant?
Well, I'll just ask, I'm just asking. So do you lead with saying we want to protect your drivers?
No. I start out with, well, initially I was, but of course, being on the training, now I've been leading with the small business plan. Okay.
Now, so does he see value in that?
He sees the value in the small business plan.
So he gets that.
Okay. But
Do he get
Yeah.
that, Valeria?
uh
So if he sees value in it, has he signed up for it? Have they signed up for it? The owners?
no, they have not.
Okay.
I've got
They,
two right
they,
now.
they don't see
on the
value in it yet. So you're not gonna get to the drivers until you have sold the owner. You have to show value to the owner. The owner has to see value in this for his company. He
Right.
has to. And even if you go in there and he don't even give you the spiel about they'll just pay it, this, that, or the third. It still ain't, it still ain't gonna work for you when it get to the drivers. So somehow, I don't know your presentation to the owner, and I will say this too: the owner and the safety man. When you're dealing with small companies, yeah, they everything. They probably in the truck too sometimes. So you're
Yep,
gonna
and
run
that.
into that. That's not a problem. That's common when
Right.
you're dealing with small companies. But I don't know whether presentation is how it starts off, but you have to sell that owner first on the benefit of what we offer. And
Well,
then you have to, that's how you can move to the drivers. But until that owner sees value, he's gonna always put up that blocker for you to get to his drivers.
Well, I lead off with Lamar's script. And they like that piece of it. But as we continue to talk and I share how the small business plan could be of value, and
Do you ask questions or are you doing all the talking?
I ask questions.
So where you think the disconnect comes in at?
I don't know. That's why I brought it up.
Okay.
I mean, you gotta tell us a little bit more, please.
Let me ask you something. Whenever you use Lamar's script, you're actually talking about the DOT and CSA point violations that his drivers are getting. Then if you're switching to the small business in the middle of that, you're talking about two different things all of a sudden. And he doesn't understand what you're trying to do. If you're going to use Lamar's script to go after the driver, you got to stay with the drivers. If you're going after the small business, you're going to have to talk the small business situation first and then eventually come back in on the driver. They don't mix.
You guys, you heard me on the train and talk about it, but it's a skill. You can't, but when I say Lamar script, this is all I say. Hello, may I speak to the person who handles your CSA points and DOT violations? I don't go into nothing else. I hush, I stop right there. I do not say all that other stuff Lamar says. Y'all read that whole thing. I don't do that. All I do is ask for the person who handles the CSA scores and DOT violations for your company. And I stop. They say that's me. And I did this on the training Saturday. They'll say that's me. I introduce myself, right? And then I ask, can I calendar some time with you to discuss how, we can help with programs in place to help fight those CSA and DOT violations. I don't say all of Lamar's script. Now in conversation, when we're talking, that stuff starts to come up, but I do not say all of Lamar's script and then go into the small business. I lead with small biz. When I start talking to that owner, I'm talking about small business stuff. So I think that's where a lot of people are getting it mixed up when you hear me say that. And, I say that because, Alan wanted this script. I don't have a script. My script is based off the Mars stuff, but I don't say that whole spiel that he says, because I train on this too. When you start mixing the CDLP plan and the small business plan, it does confuse your owner. And for a long time, well, in the beginning, when we realized that they were confused, I had, my workout partner, she's on here too. We had to realize that they didn't get it. All they heard was CSA scores and violations. And then I'm talking about the business part, and they would buy the business plan and, get it confused thinking violations and stuff to help with, they can get help with that. But now we make it plain and clear that this business plan here is for business management issues and lawsuits, not anything to do with CSA and DOT violations. So you have to be careful with cross-selling. If you really not skilled at that, you can really, like you say, get them all confused and they don't really know how to move with that. So I think that's where the it's coming, it's falling apart somewhere, Valeria, with that. That's what I'm thinking.
You may have a private conversation with a field trainer and let them work with you on some of that whenever you have time to schedule that.
Okay,
Hey,
thank
Karen?
you.
I'm sorry, but I meant to say Valeria. Valeria, so let me ask you a couple of questions. Like, one, are you the companies that you're talking about when you're hearing this stuff? Have you pulled the company's information before you go on there?
Yes.
Okay, and you pull the company's information on what's going on with the company. You saw that they're having violations, citations in whatever manner that you're having them. And have you opened up any CDL group before?
I've got two, but
Okay.
one is an owner operator,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one just has the small business plan. He was the first one who was saying to me about the drivers not getting the plan because it's no big deal for them to just pay a $300 citation.
Okay, and have any groups that you opened up, have you used a field trainer for any of them?
Yes.
Okay, and when you went in, like, so the two CDL groups that we're talking about now, that you went in.
She used them for paperwork.
Right.
Okay, so when I'm
That's
asking, did you use a field trainer? I mean, did you use a field trainer to open up the group, not to help with paperwork, like to go in where you're going through the process with the field trainer?
Paperwork.
Well, just the paperwork piece, but as far as having the trainer on the call with the decision maker, no, not that
Okay.
I have not tried. It's like, no, I think I got it, but you really need to talk, with someone who really is more knowledgeable in this area, who can answer questions that I may not have answered. Nope, I'm good. It's like, oh Lord. And that's where I am.
Okay, so what I would suggest, and this is for everybody, guys. So the whole point of us doing this kind of stuff on a call like this is so this can help everybody. So yes, we're talking to how you say your name, because I don't want to say it wrong.
Valeria.
Valeria. So I'm not just talking to Valeria, even though she's asking the question. One, always look at the steps when it comes to having the issue. So giving you an example, when I'm talking to somebody that says I'm making 100 phone calls a day and I'm not closing somebody, the first thing I want to know is, one, what are you saying? And two, who are the prospects? Because something's going on wrong. If you're making 100 phone calls and you're not closing anybody, that means you have a suspect that you think is a prospect, or what you're saying to them is incorrect, because you can't make 100 phone calls and not close anybody. Yes or yes? So if you're saying, I'm walking into these companies, I'm talking to the owner or the person that's wearing several hats or whoever this person is, and they aren't seeing the value, they're saying, hey, like you said, my drivers they're not going to sign up for this. If you've running into that more than once, what I would suggest, first of all, is for you to go in with somebody or call with somebody so that you can hear somebody else deal with that, so that you know how to deal with it. because one of the issues that you're probably having is you're trying to figure things out when somebody else has already figured it out. So one thing that I would do is you need to go in with somebody or call and have somebody else have that conversation. So when that comes up and you hear them rebut it, you know exactly how. Now, there's going to be certain times where you can't get around something because you can't fix stupid. Some people just don't care and they're just not a customer. So sometimes that's going to be the issue. But there's other times where we're not presenting the right value. If a company says the driver can just pay the $300 because they make enough money, you know what signal that sends me? That you didn't send the right message to them, or I didn't, because that means they don't see the connection between whether a violation is paid or not. It's affecting the company's safety score, which could put them out of business. So the issue is not whether or not the driver has the money to pay for a ticket. It's about whether or not we're going to try to fight it so that we can get it off the record so that we can clean the safety score of the company. That's really the problem you're solving. This is not about, hey, have us in place because your drivers can't afford to pay for a ticket. We're cheaper. You see what I mean? They're responding as if that's what you're saying, which means they're not understanding the point that you're trying to make. So if a company owner says that to me, the first thing I want to say back, I'm gonna say, well, Mr. and Mrs. Owner, I know you probably know this already, but whenever that driver just pays that ticket, they're taking the hit, and so are y'all. The reason why I'm here is to make sure that the next visit isn't from DOT because you're getting audited. We want to make sure that we can assist you in keeping your safety score relatively low and keep your insurance rates from going up. And that's not going to happen because you're paying tickets. It's going to happen because we come in here and help you have an attorney deal with those tickets on a regular basis. If they can afford the tickets right now, it's going to be even sweeter for them if they're paying $30 a month as opposed to $300 a ticket. Don't you think that makes more sense for us to make sure that the company safety score is good? That's where I would go with that conversation. You follow what I'm saying? Because that person clearly doesn't understand the connection that you're coming in there to bring when their response is, oh, they can afford to pay their own tickets. Because that's not the challenge that we have. We're not coming to save your driver's money. We're coming to save your safety score. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's why I would look at that. But I would really, and I don't know what area you're in and whether or not there's a field trainer in your area that can go on things with you if you're doing walk-ins, because I know sometimes that's the issue too. So I don't know whether that's what's going on with you or not. But if you do have a field trainer available to go into an account with you, I would suggest you do that. Believe me, if that field trainer asks you for half the group, it's going to be worth giving up half to know that you can close your other groups more professionally and understand the situation. It's worth paying that if that's the case. If that's not the case, then I mean, you're gonna have to like just use one of us over the phone or something like that to help with that scenario if there's nobody close to you, because we understand that that's depending on where you live at, that could be a situation. But that's what I would tell you. This is an easy fix. You're not really in any kind of bad situation that's not easily fixable. But you definitely have to, like, don't ever, and I'm gonna end with this because I don't want to, it's 4 minutes left and I've been talking for a long time. So don't ever let the person that you're talking to control the sale. That's just sales 101. I don't care whether you CDLP, regular group, always go in there with a plan and control it, but allow them to think that they are controlling it.
Okay.
So when they come to you with that kind of response, hey, my drivers can pay for that, right? Always, oh no, that's great. And really, I'm really glad to hear that, because that means you're paying your drivers pretty good. And a lot of companies don't pay drivers that well, so kudos for paying them that much. But they're really gonna be glad to know that they can spend a little bit less money. They don't have to just pay a ticket because they're admitting guilt. And if they're not guilty, they shouldn't do that. It's probably better if we look at an attorney showing up to court for them while they stay on the road, because if they have a way to beat this, it's better to beat it to keep the points off of their record and yours, so that you don't lose these good drivers and you'll lose your company. You got to steer it back in a direction that you wanted to go, which is we're going in there because their safety score is taking a hit, not because we think their drivers can't afford to pay a ticket. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Absolutely. What else we got in there, Sharanda or Randy? We got
No,
anything?
that wasn't anymore. You had Arjun,
Adrian,
AJ.
AJ's the only one that has a question that I see right now.
June, what's up, man?
What's up, everybody? It's all good. My question is pretty simple. After the CDLP training, the assessment that you have to take to get the certification. Is there a timeline for an associate to complete that? Or sometimes I hear from associates that they don't get the link. It takes about 2 to 3 days to get that assessment link. If they already taken a class, can they open up a group and sell the CDLP? Or did they have to wait to get that assessment done?
What it'll amount to, AJ, is if they are showing to be CDL qualified in their back office in LS Engage. If they can go to their page in LS Engage and it shows that they are certified to sell CDLP, they can go ahead and open a group. But that's where it's going to count, because as soon as those applications hit the company, if it's not showing in there with their associate number that they are certified, they will not accept it.
Okay, thank you.
And something else you can do, Arjun, is whenever you have a circumstance where somebody is ready to open up a group or sell a plan and they've taken the class, but those technical things haven't been done yet, they can always call and ask to push it along. Like, because LegalShield don't want to lose the business either. So if that person emails a trainer support or call trainer support or call corporate and so business solutions department and say, look, Saturday I took the CDLP certification. I have an enrollment today or tomorrow. I just did an enrollment with a field trainer and I'm not showing certified yet. Is there any way we can get, they will, they'll do what they need to do because they know obviously this is a sense of urgency. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Just FYI for the call, they won't receive a CDLP link. The link is given out during the training. And if the link is just a test, like Dunbar them said, by Thursday, corporate should have that in the associate's back office. And they say that on the training to give them to Thursday. It might be sooner. So you can check sooner. But that CDLP assessment is a test. And that test really is something corporate would like for every associate to do. And it would give you the certificate. But what they just said about putting it in your back office, that's trainer support. And trainer support just asks to give them to the Thursday after the test, after the training, so they can get them in the system. But like Dunbar said, you can call, but most likely they do it way before then. So have your associate look in their back office in LS Engage. But
Okay.
that CDLP assessment is a link. It's just a test, and they don't always send that out. That's why it's given in the test. So if your associate hadn't received it, that doesn't mean it. That doesn't mean they're not certified. They probably were certified last week.
Okay, thank you.
That's
Hey,
just
thank you.
FYI for everybody on here. That's just to get your certificate.
AJ, do you know how to get there? What I'm talking about
Yes,
into their back office?
into the back office, yeah.
Just in case, let me pull. I believe this is it.
That's a good idea, Randy. You're gonna pull it up and show them?
Yeah, just a second. Let me.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here, guys, right up here under your name, it says LSAOBO. And if you'll go into this one, and then you go into LS Engage and then highlight your name, and it'll drop down to where it says LSAOBO. And then right here where it says my statistics, right by your name or face there, it'll come in and it'll say right here, CDLP qualified or not qualified. This is where you find where your qualifications are. Small group qualified, small business qualified. So that's how you can get to it, and you'll know for sure if they're qualified or not. Very simple to get to find out for sure.
Okay, thank you. I think also as a sponsor, you would see it on your reports too.
You can, you'll go into your, if you're a sponsor, you can go into your my team and then click on their name and it'll come up where it'll show it too. Yeah.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
can do the
that's
same
good
thing
stuff.
for themselves too.
Sure.
Hey, Jody, if you can unmute yourself real quick.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I was gonna do your testimony, but I think I'm gonna wait till next week because it's 9:30, and I don't want you to do a testimony and we don't have time to talk to you about it or answer questions. Obviously, that's not gonna be fair to your testimonial. So if we can hold it until next week, that'll be fantastic.
Absolutely. I'll be here.
All right, good stuff. I appreciate you for being willing too, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you, you guys,
Uh-huh.
all of you.
Absolutely. Well, good guys. I hope so. It looks like we were able to get at least three questions in and help some people here. If our trainers have anything else you want to mention before we go?
Don't forget
No.
Thursday
No, I
night.
was just gonna say, good luck to Karen tomorrow, and I hope that, we help to hear tonight, but, definitely connect with a field trainer if you're really gonna, really, 2 appointments in one day, that's amazing. So, you just want to make sure, you are equipped to take on that. I think just focus on servicing the person you're talking to versus, writing the memberships. I know we anxious when we get excited, but sell them. Have a great DM presentation. Just a great DM presentation.
Thank you so much. And I will concentrate on serving them. Thank you.
Absolutely. Randy, you were saying something too?
I did. Don't forget Sharon's Thursday night call.
Sharon?
Oh, Sharon. Yeah.
I mean, Sharon, I'm sorry. Oh,
Sharon, don't forget Sharon's accountability call. Don't say it. You can't say that with Sharon on the call.
She's gonna start throwing eggs at me if I'm not careful.
So yeah, don't forget, guys, the Thursday accountability call, and don't forget about that accountability call that Sharon does. That you need to be actively working in the CDLP space. So you don't have to be qualified to use a field trainer, but you do have to be qualified to be on that call. So make sure that you are actually out there working and doing some business, guys. Thank you guys all who asked questions. Karen, Valeria, and who else? And Nick and Dan Nix. Thanks for asking those questions, guys. Our June, so we gave us, some things that can help some other people. So we look forward to seeing you guys next week. We certainly look forward to seeing you guys in Phoenix. And the ones that's gonna be looking at you guys virtually, hopefully y'all see us virtually when we at that conference. So we talk to you guys all soon. Everybody have a fantastic evening.
Y'all too.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night, and thank you so much.
Good night.
Absolutely.
Thank you, you guys.
Good night, all.
Good night. Okay. Is Lamar okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's his
Yeah,
wife's birthday tonight.
Yeah, his wife's birthday was tonight. They had a deal going.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He is good.
That's important. That's important.
Yes. It's important if you want to sleep in the bed. It's important.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
Unhappy life. Unhappy wife. Whew, ain't a very good life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.